It's fun to see the Travises of the world give their life to Christ. It's fun to be able to see a marriage put back together. Just to watch God set people free and watch people's lives change. That's fun.
And then you were like, hey, boy, when did you get baptized? And I was like, when I was 13. And you were like, wait, you got saved when you were 21. And I was like, yeah, and I've been trying to keep it a secret that I'm a pastor and don't have my baptism in order. And you were like, we got to tell the church.
You could literally be a bridge that somebody walks across to meet Jesus just by inviting them into something.
The majority of people at our church who are leading community groups, whose lives have been changed, were invited. Majority of them were invited. That's how they came.
And you said, whoa, 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 whoa. And I said, what? And he said, there's a snake. It's 30 yards from us. I'm like, hang on. And PA jumps and takes off. He becomes like Jesus on the water and takes off running to the bank. I turn my rod upside down and I start hitting it and hitting the water, and the snake disappears.
And I disappeared.
And PA's over there on the bank. I'm like, you left me. He's like, come on, boy. I said, I don't know where the snake is.
All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of the Desperation Church podcast.
Welcome back.
This is the second
episode.
It sounds like you're saying welcome back to the second episode.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But we hadn't started the second episode. We're just now starting it.
Yeah, but there was a previous episode.
I think that was Randy. That was the mass in his brain.
No, you said welcome back to the second episode.
Yeah, to the Desperation
It sounds
Church
like
podcast.
we had already started the second episode, and we're coming back to it.
Yeah, we're coming back from the first episode to the second episode.
We're just in the
It's all
intro.
good.
All right, I'm Travis. I'm our Hayden campus pastor and soon to be retiring. And I've got Adam.
Wow, strokes game.
You just started all kinds of rumors.
we gotta cut that. I know you can't.
I've got Adam over here to my left, Jasper campus pastor. Here's doing beautiful, by the way, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
It's
It's a
better.
midlife crisis.
Are you going to go like Matthew McConaughey with it? Let it get down there.
I'm gonna let it grow until my wife says stop or
Okay.
Pastor.
Like, are
Andy's-
you going to grow like Shaggy?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very neat. PA.
Yeah.
I will not. I'm not gonna look like
Well, I mean, that's your hair. I'm
no,
just
I
wondering.
know, but I won't. I won't look like what you're fearing in your head right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay.
Hey, and I've got Pastor Andy right here to my right, and hey, we are going to show this video. This is, of course, post Easter when we're filming this, so we're kind of fresh off of Easter. And what you can expect in this: number one, we're going to have a lot of fun in here, and we're going to tell some stories. We'll possibly talk some theology.
It
some
might be fun
leadership.
to us. It might not be fun to.
Yeah, it might not be fun to you, but it's not about you.
Yeah.
Um,
Why are we doing this? Is this just for us?
Hey, can we start off with talking about how you were drunk on the Saturday night service at Easter?
You can't listen. I
Thumbnail.
said drunk. And I
Thumbnail.
probably shouldn't have said that because that'll start rumors. People will clip
That's
that
in the
out.
title.
That's the only thing they'll
That's
use.
the thumbnail. That's the.
Pastor-
Is it the thumbnail? What's the title?
What?
The title of the podcast?
Yeah.
Pastor was drunk Saturday Easter service. Hey,
That was a lesson learned.
Tell
Yeah.
us what happened.
I told the whole church already. I mean, I got really
Well,
nauseous.
the other campuses don't know.
I got really nauseous. Oh, yeah, it's true. On Saturday, I think I had that virus everybody's got.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a virus running around, and it's got little legs. Anyway,
preface it with saying that you were in the hospital for a significant deal going on with your pancreas. You had to have your gallbladder taken out.
and my hernia, I got a hernia.
And
taken
your
out.
hernia.
and I got 4 stab wounds.
Yeah, every
Wounds.
campus was
Wounds.
praying for you. You get out, everything's looking great.
Yep.
And that Saturday.
Friday night, I preached and
Friday
felt
night.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I wake up like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just as nauseous as I could be, and I ain't never been that nauseous. I mean, in a long, long time. And so I got to take something. And so I'm digging through the medicine. And Leah's asleep, so she can't help me. I don't want to wake her up. And so I see some Phenergan, which is for nausea.
Yeah.
And so I pop one of them and go to sleep and sleep great and wake up at 9 o'clock and I'm still nauseous. I'm like, I'm taking another one. I take another one. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up at 3 o'clock and we got church
In the
at
afternoon.
4. Yes. And I'm walking to the bathroom I'm like hitting the walls. And I'm like, listen, I took a shower and had to hold myself up. Like, I don't even know if I bathed. I don't even know what happened. I know I got wet.
I took some of Leah's special medicine.
And so I drove to church And Leah called me when I got there. It's like, oh God, I shouldn't have let you drive. And I do remember I was driving Caleb's car because he had my truck because he was cutting grass. Apparently, there was a big, gigantic pile of limbs and brush, and I think I went right through it. That's all I do remember that. And I come to church. I asked Kenny to come pick me up at the top of the hill because that's where we park. That's where a lot of you should park. And so I walk in and I can't talk. I smelled the popcorn. We had popcorn because it was having the adventure. And I about vomited. It was like,
yeah.
And so I told them, like, hey, I can't do this. There's no way. And they all agreed because they said I was slurring my words and stuff.
I know. I called you from Hayden campus. We were getting ready to start service, and we had like 35 minutes before service started. And I called you because I caught wind that you were sick. And I called you, and you answered the phone. You said, "Hey, boy," and I was like, "Hey, man, do you need me to come up there and preach? We can stream to Hayden, do whatever." You're like, "No, I think I got it." And I was like, "I don't think you got anything, bro. You need to go home." Like, stream from Friday night.
Man, I'm so glad I didn't. There's no way I could have done it. I mean, no way.
No,
I was still messed up Sunday morning at 8:30. When I say. Like, I started off the service trying to tell my story about going snorkeling, and I could not remember what it was called.
What happened?
And I had to ask Ginger on the front row with 800 people sitting in there, like, what is it called when you go swimming? And she said, snorkeling. I said, snorkeling. Oh, anyway.
Oh, man. Well,
you're supposed to take Zofran.
Zofran,
which
yes.
is the nausea medicine. Phenergan.
No, Phenergan's
what you took.
I took Phenergan, and that's what puts you out, apparently.
Yeah,
I had
it does.
no clue.
It does.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
I'm
know
convinced
nothing
it
about
does
medicine.
nothing for nausea. It just knocks you out until it's over with.
I agree, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I've never slept at 3 o'clock.
No.
I slept seriously from Friday to Sunday. I was awake 4 hours. I slept the rest of the time.
It's like, I mean, it's like you were in the tomb from Friday to Sunday.
Great. You know what everybody was saying?
What?
Like, I told the story, everybody's like, Andy's taking this 420 stuff serious.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either until he was telling me. Oh, gosh.
Oh, boy. All right, so Easter was amazing, number one.
Fantastic.
Largest Easter that we've ever had, numerically.
What was it, 62, 48? Isn't that what you told me, Adam?
Yeah, 6,248.
It's fantastic. I love
Yeah,
it.
man. Big deal, man. So good to be a part of. We had some cool stories. Number one, we did a sunrise service in Jasper. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we did a sunrise service, and man, I was thinking, all right, first off, it was my first sunrise service to ever attend. But, just praying through some things and brought it up to the team. Hey, let's try a sunrise service. So we did 6 a.m. to 6:30. We had forgotten that all the power was off at the building up there, that the power had been cut off.
Oh, gosh.
So there's no lights, there's no PA system, there's nothing. And I thought maybe there would be 60 people at best. And dude, there was 160 that showed up.
That's awesome.
Like the cars didn't stop. But man,
You
it was
started a new
powerful.
tradition.
Now, when we first got there, we had tables out and donuts and coffee, and we could not see each other because there's no floodlights or nothing. We were just praying that the sun came
All you
up
see is
before
like
people got
silhouettes
there.
of people.
Well, you could see it, and then people started pulling their trucks up and shining the lights on our team. It was our team. It was before people got there. But, man, as people arrived, man, it was awesome. It was
That's
really,
great,
really awesome.
dude.
We sang a hymn and then just shared a quick resurrection message, and the service was about 25 minutes, and then everybody grabbed a donut and went home.
That's awesome.
It was
dude.
phenomenal.
Come on.
I thought one of the good parts about Easter was the testimony video.
Yeah.
I thought that was super, super powerful.
You know how many people in our church has those same type of testimonies?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun. God's done a lot of work in a lot of people's lives.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
powerful
I
moment.
think like 2 of the 4 services were sitting there, and the presence of God was super strong, but I was sitting there tearing up, just watching it, that you get to be a part of it. You can't take some of those things for granted.
Yeah. I wasn't tearing up. I had Phenergan still in my system.
Yeah, you were.
I was trying to go sleep.
Yeah. Another cool win, man. Just from talking about what we talked about on Easter, we had a guy at our Hayden campus that He's been in church just about all of his life, and he's getting baptized this upcoming Sunday.
Come on.
Yeah, really, really big deal.
So how old is he?
He's in his mid-60s. Yeah.
Shut up. You better hope he is. You better hope he's not a lot younger.
Fabulous human. Like the best
Who
of
is he?
humans. Well, I mean, I don't want to throw it in the airwaves just in case.
He's getting baptized. He would want to broadcast.
I guess he's publicly declaring, right?
Yeah.
It's Tim Sartain.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's like
That's incredible.
He's like the man around our campus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
every time he
fantastic.
rolls in, like everyone just kind of gravitates towards him.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's got an incredible story
Great
too,
dude.
man. Yeah.
So has he never been baptized?
So he gave his life to Christ when he was younger, and the way he put it was like he really started living for the Lord later, most likely saved later on. And so he's like, man, I just feel like this is out of order.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's right.
That's good. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people, though, going theology-wise, like you've already been baptized once. What's the point of getting baptized
Yeah.
again? Well, because I just got dunked and chunked. I just got wet that time.
You remember that time that you publicly shamed me for my baptism being out of order?
Oh, gosh. Here we go again. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
We were riding in a golf cart together.
Oh, here we go.
We were riding in a
A
golf
record of wrongs.
God, y'all make me
he's
sound
keeping.
like the devil. Like I'm the worst.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. I've dealt with it.
Sounds like it.
To a therapist.
Yeah. Shout out to Bryce. No, we were riding in a golf cart, and we were talking to this other guy about baptism because he was kind of in the same boat as Tim was talking about.
Yeah.
And then you were like, hey, boy, when did you get baptized? And I was like, when I was 13. And you were like, wait, you got saved when you were 21. And I was like, yeah, and I've been trying to keep it a secret that I'm a pastor and don't have my baptism in order. And you were like, we got to tell the church. And so the next Sunday, we do this.
You was already on staff.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 2 years in. And we do this baptism message, and you're like, hey, Travis has got something to say. Travis wants to come on up here. 5 services. I have to walk up there and be like, well, my baptism's out of order. And that Wednesday night, we did a huge baptism service. I think like 85 people got baptized.
Come on.
That night. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
wild.
that was
Michelle.
incredible.
You and Michelle both got baptized, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's
Incredible.
We had a
night.
horse, like,
A horse?
baptized a horse.
Get up in here, horse.
Yeah, it was wild, man. It was wild, but
Your horse trough is what you was going to
Horse-
say.
well,
Is that
yeah.
who was baptized a horse?
yeah, I mean, you cut me off.
I'm good at that.
All right, so Easter was phenomenal.
Hold up, let's go back for a second. We got to hang out there just for a second. The whole, like, I know you guys were joking as far as like, man, he went out and told the church, like, but what our church needs to hear, because people get, it's like people receive Christ and then they get all weird about baptism. and
Yeah,
about a public, like a lot of people. There was one guy I had a conversation with this past weekend. He said, man, I got baptized, a long time ago. And I said, well, I did too, but I just got wet, and that's the story of a lot of people who grew up in the South. The whole point of it is that, like, don't make it weird. If somebody's taking a step towards Jesus, no matter where they are in their walk with Jesus, like, celebrate that.
Yes.
Be excited about that. There's no, I think that it's even too with kids, like when kids want to get baptized, children, a lot of times parents will want us to explain it to them. I just got to make sure, they understand. And dude, I think kids get it better than we do.
Yeah.
I think that there's an innocence that I think that we probably mess it up worse than, kids. I think that they probably have a clear understanding.
Well, that's what I even was telling Tim. Like, I was like, man, I don't think you realize the door you're opening for other people because you're being bold in this and making this decision and declaration.
Well,
and
there's also in our Southern culture Christianity a false gospel that is preached in the area of walk the aisle, say a prayer,
it's got to be
get
this
baptized.
process. Yeah.
And when you do that, then you're saved. When in reality, it's basically placing your faith in Christ.
Yeah.
I gave my life to Jesus on my
resurrection.
grandmother's smelly couch.
What, when after you partied all night? Is that
Yeah, after
in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, for 3 days.
So that's what I thought it was. I thought I just needed to walk the aisle and say a prayer. I thought I really put my trust in a prayer. I didn't put it in Jesus. I really thought that if I say a prayer, then I'm good. And so I think that's a Southern culture Christianity thought process.
Yeah.
That if I say a prayer, It's not even in, there's nowhere in Scripture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so whenever I was 18 or 19, the girl I was dating at the time was pressuring me. And so I was like, man, if I want to keep dating her, then I need to
Go say this prayer.
go say this prayer. So I walked the aisle, went in the back, said a prayer with one of the guys that led me back there. They filled out some paperwork, got baptized, and it wasn't real. I went back to just living the way I'd always lived.
Yeah.
And 24 years old, there was a radical change in my life because I really placed my trust in Christ.
Yeah.
And then I realized about 4 or 5 months down the road that that first baptism wasn't real,
Yeah.
that I'd just gotten wet, and that I need to really get my baptism in order.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened. And I think there's a lot of people out there that they're probably in church on a regular basis, probably leading community groups or Sunday school classes or whatever, that probably don't have their baptism in order.
Yeah.
And they're afraid for some reason, and it really just has to do with what will people think,
Yeah.
and that's got to be squashed.
Yeah.
Just even that whole thought
With
process.
that's the whole deal with even salvation. A lot of people worry about they don't want to give their life to Christ, or they want to keep it quiet in the area of getting saved because what will people think? Which we got to get rid of. Fear.
Yeah, we got to.
But on the flip side, I mean, just as a great time to plug it in, we are going to do a gigantic baptism service in the park this year
Yeah.
at all our campuses, and I can't wait. It's going to be cool.
No, that is a really good transition moment because we have summer coming up. And, one of the core values we have on our team for our coordinators, coaches, everybody is we want to have fun. Like, if we're going to build the kingdom of God, let's have a good time doing it. Obviously, by this podcast, you probably tell that we have a lot of fun. And this summer, we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. And we announced something on Easter. And if you just so happen to not be there on Easter, PA, why don't you tell them what one major announcement we have coming
The big
up?
announcement.
The big one.
Yeah, we got. We're going to do Lake at the Church, baby. At the church.
Lake at the church.
All right, cut that.
Church at the
Retake.
lake.
We're bringing the lake to the church.
Lake at the church.
Hope y'all can swim.
We're going to
bringing-
flood the building.
Yeah, we're going to do Church at the Lake, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So I've always wanted to do it, and we've talked about it several times.
a lot.
Yeah, we've just never known exactly where we could do it. And I was sitting at my desk, and it just hit me out of the blue, like, hey, what about try it at Marina? Like, it's perfect. They got stages, and they got places where people sit, and they actually got a place where if it rains, you can get underneath it, and they got fans. And anyway, so I was like, well, it ain't going to hurt to call them. And so come to find out, the person that we called just started coming to our church.
Yeah.
And so she went and talked to the boss man at Try
Like,
It
she
Marina.
just went through Connect Sunday,
Yep,
was getting
all
on a
of
team,
that.
like
her
that
husband
month.
both.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
And so that guy says, like, sounds like a great idea. And so they've been fantastic.
It was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you never know until you ask. And so I've had times when it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But this was easy. And
Yeah.
so we're praying that we make it easy on them. And I'm
Yeah.
hoping that people will stick around and go eat dinner there and
Yeah.
bless them. But anyway, so it's going to be at 9 o'clock on Sunday mornings. It's going to be from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah.
It's just going to be
What do you think the vibe's going to be like?
I don't know. It's going to be weird because it'll actually be outside. It could be hot some days. If
Preaching
it's raining.
shorts.
Who?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes.
Not you shorty shorts or anything. Not you Larry Bird shorts. Don't tell your father-in-law.
Who's going to be the first dude to show up shirtless to church?
Me.
No.
I'm just kidding. That'd be nasty.
That happens anyway.
No, there will
Not
be.
even being on the lake.
We'll have to get used to some distractions and stuff because people come in and get their boats. That's all the rich people that park their boats at Trident Marina. And then there'll be other people coming through that's not with the church. And there'll be some distractions, but I think we'll all get used to it. Be perfect.
It's like we have a fourth campus just for the summer.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
The pop up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we're not, we talked about doing a baptism service in August.
Oh, at the lake?
Yeah, but I found out there's water moccasins down there. And I had to get somebody else to baptize.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're not. You're good.
Bull. Hey, by the way, have you ever seen all those
Adam's
fish down
Church
there?
of God. He'll be holding them up.
You're good. Just bring them into the service.
People do really
We're gonna
believe
get
that we're
crazy out here.
snake handling church. They're like, y'all crazy. I hate snakes with a passion.
Didn't you and Adam,
You don't take up serpents, boy.
didn't y'all run into a snake one time fishing?
Snakes, but yes.
Yeah, a bunch of snakes. I mean, like
a bed
there
on
was a
them?
snake that had babies. Like I think it was giving birth at the time we ran by it from another snake. Because don't you remember? Do you remember snakes were rolling down the hill?
Yeah, there was.
It sounds like a bad dream, but it was real.
This was after though
Like
the
in a
first
ball?
encounter.
I don't know. It was weird.
It was during. These were the funnest days
We went fishing.
because there was about 5 of us on staff. We're in the middle of staff meeting. I remember Molly sharing something, and PA nudges me. He said, "Look at your phone." And I looked at it. He said, "You want to go fishing?" So I said, "Yeah." Like, when? Right now. And so anyway, we go and get stuff, and we go to the Mulberry over in Hansville, and we wade up it, and we're catching fish like crazy. All right, we're having a blast. It's awesome. And we finally, it's shallow, and then it gets real deep, the gar holes, And so we get to this deep hole, and there's a submerged boulder, and there's about, it's not big. It's probably half the size of this table.
Oh, easy.
This rock that was underwater, but that much was sticking out of the top, okay? And that was exposed. So we climb up on it. We're standing back to back, and we're casting fishing.
No, I don't. I think we were in the water.
No.
Like
Me
Forrest
you
and
were
Bubba Gump
standing
style?
on the rock, back to
I
back.
thought we jumped on the rock after we saw that snake.
No. We were on the rock, all right?
Yeah, I'm
and
on
we
the
were
rock.
fishing back to back.
Of Jesus.
Life on the rock. And you said, whoa, 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 whoa. And I said, what? And he said, there's a snake. And it's 30 yards from us, but it's swimming right to the only rock in the middle of this thing. And so we're sitting there. I'm like, hang on. And PA jumps and takes off. He becomes like Jesus on the water and takes off running to the bank. And leaves me there, for the snake. Just as about the time the snake's about to crawl up on this rock with us, I turn my rod upside down and I start hitting it and hitting the water, and the snake disappears.
And I disappeared.
And PA's over there on the bank. I'm like, "You left me." He's all, "Come on, boy." I said, "I don't know where the snake is." And so anyway, I jump in the water, and man, I swim as hard as I can. We get up on the bank, and we're walking back, and that's when there was more snakes. That's when it was like snake mating season or a mom with babies.
Something
They were
happened.
all in this big ball on the bank, and then we sprint all
I ain't
the way
never ran
through
that hard in my life at 40 years old.
through the
40
woods,
something.
and you're walking kind of light because you're hoping you don't step on another one.
Oh,
But man,
God.
it was
That was
like
not,
a
I
bad
don't know if
everywhere.
I've been back. Huh?
We have it.
Ooh.
We have it. It was
Got me
nuts.
the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, so all that to say, we'll bring our baptistry to the lake.
Yep. Yep.
We have more fun stuff coming up. Of course, Summer Jam. I think something cool about Summer Jam, it's going to be during the same time at all 3 locations. And then we'll be doing block parties, some Wednesday night stuff, and then we'll have some fun summer community groups. And so I think summer's going to be a good time.
Yeah, students have got a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
kids got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they've got crew camp, beach camp, their calendar. They're going to be
It's
tired.
slammed. Yep.
Yeah.
We going old school.
You remember, tell them the story about your student camp. Where they were sneaking from tent to tent.
Oh, that was my last days. That was the last straw for me.
You got to tell them.
I got out. Huh?
You got to tell them.
There was, it's bad. I about killed kids. So we had somebody came up with a dumb idea of doing a camp out night at Camp David in Gardendale.
Yeah.
It's not in Gardendale, it's in Coleman, but when I was at
They own
Gardendale
the
First
property.
Baptist.
Yeah.
It's in Double Springs, actually. Gardendale First Baptist owns a lot of land out there. And so none of the other staff members but me, I was the only one that went. I'm sitting there like, hey, time to go to bed kind of stuff. Everybody got tents. Well, I hear something, and I look over, and like you got the girls separated from the boys.
Of
Well, I
course.
see this kid with just a pair of shorts on, like super white. He's tiptoeing through, and I'm hearing I was
shining
like,
in the
"Hey,
darkness.
hey, who is that?" And I get the flashlight, and there's a tree about this big, like it's a twig, and he's standing behind it like this. And I'm like, "Hey, I see you." Well, he had gone to a girl's tent, and he was trying to sneak back. I'm like, what are y'all doing? I've told you can't do this. If I see this happen again, I'm taking you back. Well, anyway, all those kids So we're all trying to sleep, and all of a sudden, all these boys are in all these different tents. All you hear is, pew, pew. And they started setting off fireworks. They started shooting fireworks out of their tent. Like, who did that? Like, I'm ticked off. And so, I was mad, and I was chewing them out. And well, the final straw was those jokers snuck around to the bus and got the fire extinguisher out of the bus. And next thing I know, they're hanging out the tent. there is stuff, fire extinguisher stuff going everywhere. And I pull them out of the tent and I line them up. I don't know if I need to say
military,
every one of them. And I picked up a basketball and I started throwing it at them. And I was like, oh my God, y'all disrespect me. I'm nice to y'all. I'm good to y'all. Y'all gonna disrespect me like that? My God, y'all wanna fight? Like, I started going, who's 18? Like, I was ready to lose my job. Like, let's go. I mean, I was ticked.
Who's 18 in here?
Yeah. We took half of them back that night about 3 a.m. Like,
really? Did you call the parents?
Oh, yeah. And then what's crazy is the parents got mad at me. And I'm like, my God, your kid's over here and your daughter's 10. And you're mad at me?
Shooting fireworks in your daughter's 10.
Yeah. That didn't sound right. Anyway, it was a crazy night. So
You threw the basketball out.
I picked up a basketball and started chunking it at him. Went and got it and threw it at him again.
Who wants to fight?
Yeah, that probably wasn't good. I don't know if I should have said all that out loud, but it was.
We'll see.
It was about 20 years ago. But they all know who they are. Hey, half of them are living for Jesus now. Thank God.
It was the half that stayed
Oh,
in Camp
my
David that night.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, man. So all that to say, you definitely want to send your kids to crew camp.
I promise you, the Lord has changed.
Can you imagine
us.
being one of the students though? Just whoa! It's like it's
No.
8:45. It's late. Get in your tent.
That's about right.
8:45.
Mason, Cole, Jordan, they're not going to fight your kids, okay? And Pastor Andy's not allowed at any of the camp.
Y'all have no clue how bad that was that night. That was they kept messing with me. Kept going back and forth to girls' tents.
Oh, my face hurts.
You woke up with no eyebrows.
He started shooting fireworks at me.
All right, let's read a couple of news headlines. Something happening in the world today. All right, so a UK again. I have not read this. You guys don't know anything about it. A UK court finds men who stole $6 million. Oh, I can't read.
So these are stories that we know nothing about.
We know nothing about. A little trash on the table. UK court finds men who stole $6 million gold toilet guilty. $6 million gold toilet. There's a $6 million gold toilet? Gosh.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Again, I have dyslexia. So it turns out that a porcelain throne can also be made of gold. At least that was the vision behind Italian artist Maurizio catalytic converter.
Lord.
They stole my pooper. Melania, where's the John?
It does sound like something Trump would have.
It's the greatest pooper ever.
It was this Italian artist, his artwork created in 2016. The installation featured a fully functional toilet cast in 18-karat gold. It was initially displayed at the Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum in New York City.
Pretty good.
And later in the Blenheim Palace in the United Kingdom, and there it was stolen in 2019. This week, 2 of the people involved in the theft were convicted in a UK court. 3 things to know. The origin heist took place on September 14th, 2019, when a group of thieves used sledgehammers and crowbars to remove the toilet from the Oxfordshire historic Blenheim Palace. I can't read all these words.
Well, of course somebody's going to go try to steal that toilet. It's $6 million worth of gold. Which, by the way, I don't understand the carat thing. 18 carats. I guess that's a lot of gold.
Well,
But 24 carats is like the best,
They
right?
measure it by the size of a carrot.
It's so stupid.
Baby carrots.
Baby carats.
So it reportedly took them under 5 minutes to escape with the luxury toilet. On Tuesday, Michael Jones, 39, was found guilty of burglary in a British court for his role in the theft, while Fred Doe, 36 was found guilty of conspiracy to transfer criminal property. They joined 40-year-old James Sheen, who was credited with coordinating the plan and has already pled guilty to the charges of burglary.
Is this recent?
Yeah, this is recent. The toilet, which was insured for a value of $6 million, has yet to be recovered. Prosecutors say it was dismantled and sold in parts. Jones was even questioned about having the toilet the day before the heist. He described the experience as splendid. All right, a golden toilet was art, ? Absolutely. When this piece was installed in the Guggenheim Palace, visitors were encouraged to interact with it fully.
So they used it?
As NPR's Merritt Kennedy wrote back in 2016, its creator, the Chaldean, has been described as a provocateur, prankster, and tragic poet of our times. One of his most famous works, Lenora, depicts Pope John Paul II, R.I.P.
I'm really having to pay attention now.
Yeah, I don't understand. So where did they put the toilet for
I'm trying to,
for like people to use?
Did they use it?
Is that it?
That's it.
Show a picture of that.
I'm sure we'll show a picture.
That's real gold.
But look, it's in a pretty like regular bathroom.
My father-in-law, when he walks out of the bathroom, you know, he's Scottish. He grew up in Glasgow. He walks out and he goes, "It was the smell of the grave in there."
The grave?
The grave.
Oh,
Smell of the grave
I thought
in
he said
there.
gravy.
It's the smell of the grave. Don't go in there. It's the smell of the grave in there.
Oh, God. What's the next story?
No, we're gonna go
golden
to. Let's
toilet.
talk about inviting people to church, especially coming into the summer. So, coming off Easter, going into summer. Honestly, that time period, like church attendance wise, it can be a little bit lower. But again, like we said, one of our core values is fun, and so we believe like one of the most attractive things about a relationship with Christ is the joy of the Lord. Right, that's our strength, and I think people miss that a lot of times. And so what we try to do, especially during the summer, is like have as much fun as possible, do events that we can invite people to so they can experience the gospel and then see the joy of Christ. You said when you grew up, like you hated going to church. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, just we sat on the front row on wooden pews.
Yeah.
All I remember is just lasting forever, and it was so boring. And the preacher's face, I mean, he was a sweet man. He gave us Tootsie Rolls after every
Until he started
campus.
preaching.
His face was blood red. He looked like a match, and he was screaming the whole time. And I really thought that's the way heaven was going to be. I mean, I thought heaven was going to be having to sit at church for eternity. And I was like, there's got to be another way. Like, there's got to be some kind of Disney World way. I didn't know. I didn't want to go to hell, and I didn't want to go to heaven. But it wasn't fun. I mean, they did some things. You know, children's church was fun.
Yeah. Flannel graphs.
Yeah, that was in Sunday school. Children's church, they did quiet seat prizes.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
they'd go to Kmart and they'd go buy the biggest toys they could find for boys and girls, and whoever was the quietest would win it. And
Did you
so
ever? There's no shot you ever won.
I did. But the thing about it is, man, I would sit as still as I could.
He took Finnegan before.
No, I'd be asleep. And I mean, on the things that I liked, the things I thought was cool. And I would sit there, I wouldn't move. And they'd give it to somebody else. And I was watching that kid, and that kid was like, he was bad. Like, and I didn't get it. I'd go home ticked. Like, man, I was good. Like, anyway, you can only give one away to about 60 kids. So anyway, but
Do you think young Caleb Heiss would have won that game?
oh, heck no.
Dude, I remember, I think it was like my first or second day.
He's your kid.
Sunday. Yeah, he's my kid.
Caleb and Jackson
They
are
are
all
very
mine.
similar.
Yep.
You know, at the downtown campus, we had those poles, like columns.
When he would climb those
He would
poles,
literally,
yes.
dude, he's like a 7-year-old spotter.
No, he wasn't 7. He was like 4 or 5. I mean, about 4, maybe 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably right.
Somewhere in there.
Just shimmy up that thing.
He would shimmy up and go to the top and be like,
And just hang on.
Dude, Caleb as a kid was a fun kid.
Yeah, he was funny.
I remember we went to go check out a camp one time, and I don't know why Caleb did this, and he's probably not comfortable with us talking about it. We're going to. He would wait till the very last second to use the
Stomach
restroom.
issues. Yes.
And I remember we were in this field looking at a camp to do a student camp, and he just goes stiff as a board. And he goes, Dad.
That's exactly what he does.
I got to use the restroom. And you're like how you were to those teenagers that night at camp. I'm just playing. You weren't
No.
that bad. You were like, son, why'd you wait? Why are we
He
doing
chucked
it?
a basketball
And he's
at
like,
him.
come on, we're going to. He's like, we're going to go to the restroom right now. And Caleb's like, I can't. And he just have to drop and just go right there in the field.
No, listen, the
That
worst
happened 2
ever,
or 3 times.
the worst ever that I guess I can share this on the podcast.
Yeah.
I probably would share it from the front. He went out with the dog. They were building a house across the street, construction workers on top of the house building it. The dog squats, and Caleb drops his pants and squats. He takes a deuce right next to the dog. Well, in the broad daylight while everybody's watching from across the street. And I look outside, I'm like, what are you doing? It's like when a dog did
That
it.
is
It's like,
awesome.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
That's awesome.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably mad at me for telling that story now.
Look, so summer's going to be fun. Make sure you invite people.
I remember after church one Sunday on the back sidewalk of the Jasper campus, I'm sitting there just loving on our Jasper people, having a good conversation. My family's with me and stuff. And then, I turn around after, we're kind of circled up. I turn around, Jensen's got his pants all the way down to his ankles, and he's just peeing up against the church wall.
Boys will be boys.
I know it.
I know. And that, God, kids are so much fun.
I drive
man.
by, in my neighborhood, I drive by Amber and Bobby's house, which is Linda Stone's daughter and Mike Stone's daughter. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, their boys are out front on the porch every time I go by there with their pants around their ankles, peeing off. And it is a huge neighborhood.
It's a suburban
That's
neighborhood.
It's
hilarious.
gigantic. And they just,
Proud of it, baby. Come on.
It's awesome.
What's crazy is when Caleb pooped in the yard. I mean, that was just last year. Yeah. So that was
He was
awesome.
17.
Yeah, I know. It was before the game. He was like, Dad, I'm going to take the dog out again.
All right. Man, like hosting this is really hard to make transitions sometimes.
We got to go into something serious.
So I guess like if you have people in your life that are fun people that like to have a good time and you want to introduce them to Jesus, I think we're the right church for you,
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
But-
we get called the fun church.
Yeah, and I think like
In a negative tone, like the fun
Yes,
church.
the fun church. But let's talk about the power of an invitation. Like just bringing people with you. Because a lot of people, I think they get scared like, man, I've got to go through the Romans road and do all this, and that. And what we always say is like, no, just bring them to church. We're going to share the gospel.
Yeah.
Adam, once you talk about like in scripture, you think about like how Andrew was inviting people to Jesus and giving them a place where not just that their needs can be met as far as like joy from us happen, but like their soul needs can be met.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can learn a lot from Andrew just based off of like, the power of the invite is so you could literally be a bridge that somebody walks across to meet Jesus just by inviting them into something.
Yeah.
If they, you never know what people are going through. You never know what people are battling in life. I try to pretend like everybody is discouraged.
Yeah.
And everybody's going through something. But I think, too, that, it was 5 years ago, but I do think that there was an attack on the church in a lot of different ways. But in COVID, it stole people's right to invite.
Yeah.
They were nervous because you didn't know if, you were going to get chewed out. Well, like, wait, are you inviting me to a big crowd or vice versa?
Yeah.
You just didn't know, so people just didn't invite. And people have gotten that back since then. But are you having a seizure?
No.
Okay,
I'm
all right,
listening.
all right. You're giving me that same seizure stare. All right.
That's
And
another
so,
story
yeah,
for
it's
another
another
time.
story. But every time he gives me that stare, I'm like, "Are you having a seizure? Did you take your medicine?"
I was so nervous for a second.
I know I did too. That wouldn't have been good. Inviting people into something. That's the reason like we create these events so that it'll be an opportunity for the gospel. And when you get around the people of God, when you get around the presence of God, and you have fun, and you understand that following Jesus is fun, and walking with the Lord is fun, and these people, like, they genuinely love me. They're not judging me. They're not, filtering people out. And man, these people are full of the joy of the Lord. I think that, man, it's just very, very powerful. And you can invite people. It can be family members. It can be, people you see every day, maybe if you go to the same gas station. And sometimes, too, not just to events, but when I invite people to church or to Easter or to a service or something, A lot of times, you know, I'll kind of bribe them with food. I'll be like, hey, I'll take you out to lunch afterwards. And hey, if you don't enjoy it, if you do not enjoy it, if you don't experience God, I'll never ask you to come back again. But that's how much we've got to believe in what God's doing.
Yeah.
Well, like I even think about when I was at Bevel State and we had this there was 2 guys on our baseball team that really lived for Jesus. And Hunter Graveman in high school and these 2 guys were the first guys that I ever saw that I could tell they lived for Jesus. I could tell that they were different, but they weren't weird. You know what I mean? Everybody else would kind of throw Bibles at you. And
kind of mean.
Yeah, like you did with the basketball.
Yeah.
No, but I remember just being down and out and having a conversation with a guy named Justin Carter at second base at Bevel State. And, you know, we're taking ground balls and doing all that. And then he just asked me a question that changed my life. And it was a part of a process. But I remember he just said, and I was kind of unloading to him, he just said, hey, man, why don't you come hang out with me? He's like, I'm not coming to do what you're doing. Like, I'm not going to go to the parties. I'm not going to do all that. Why don't you come hang out with me? And the way I'll tell everybody, like, he didn't give me a sermon. He didn't even give me scripture or pray with me right there at second base. But he gave me an invitation. And I would go and hang out with those guys, and they wouldn't judge me. Like, we would goof off. We would have fun, you know, go play basketball. There were times where I would go hang out with these church guys and then go off and party afterwards. And they loved me right where I was at. And so, you know, about a year later when I gave my life to Jesus, I was able to come back to these dudes and be like, man, this is like, I'm in. And they planted that seed through an invitation.
You know, going back to what Adam said in the area of it's fun, I want to explain that because a lot of times walking with Jesus is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You have spiritual warfare. Dying to self is not easy. That's not
Refinement.
fun. But on the flip side, for people that might not understand what we're saying because they've never heard somebody say walking with Jesus is fun, it's fun to see the Travises of the world give their life to Christ. Their lives radically changed, and God was able to use you as a vessel to be able to watch their life radically change. It's fun to be able to see a marriage put back together.
Yeah.
You know, see God work. I don't know if it's the right word for fun, but it's enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
To walk into church and the presence of God be so strong that I know this might not sound enjoyable, but you're sitting there just bawling and you have no reason.
Broken.
Yeah, just because God's moving and you sense his presence, and then you see him stir inside the church.
Yeah.
And you see people's lives radically change, and you see people healed. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen people healed of things. You pray over people, and just to watch God set people free.
Yeah.
And do and watch people's lives change. That's fun. And honestly, what the fun part is, there's purpose in it. You see, all of a sudden, my life is mattering. My life counts. And you know, it's not God's job to make us happy.
Yeah.
Happy and joy are 2 different things.
Yes.
The joy of the Lord is my strength. Or where do you need the joy of the Lord if he's your strength? Where do you need it? The world throws curveballs at you. Jesus says there will be many trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
And so in the middle of trials and tribulations, you can still have joy in the Lord because he's your strength in the middle of those things. And anyway, it is enjoyable. There's a lot of fun when it comes to
I wish that I think that, you know, it happens at our church too. But in our Southern Christianity, we go so surface level with Jesus.
Yeah.
And I don't think we get to experience true joy because we still try to find it out in the world.
Yeah.
In different ways. It might be different than how it was in college or anything like that. But there's also and I don't know how to explain it fully. There's a joy in suffering, you know? And I mean, that's
Paul says
biblical,
that.
you know?
Yeah.
But you're going through something, and the more and more you walk through experiences, you know, like the refinement that you were talking about, everything, that you just know God's doing an inner work inside of me. And this is a painful season of my life, but I have watched him time and time again be faithful, and I know he's going to do it again.
Well, I think also, you know, there may be a place where a lot of people, when they view God, they see him as super serious, that he doesn't have a sense of humor. But we just read this week, you know, with him walking with the 2 guys on the road to Emmaus.
Oh yeah,
Just
What
playing
things?
games,
What,
bro.
Yeah, what thing?
What thing?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What you guys doing?
yeah. But anyway, I thought that was funny.
We know he has a sense of humor. He created Adam.
Well,
Yep.
he created all of us, and the thing about it is we're created in the image of God.
Yeah.
So there has to be a place where he's got a sense of
Laughter
humor,
and joy.
laughter, and so I think he created fun. I mean, like everybody does fun stuff. I mean, like that's what I say. Everybody, most people find something they enjoy that is fun to them, whether it be reading a book, which that's not fun to me, or going to the lake or playing pickleball. You know, why not take what God's given us and use it as a part of reaching people?
Yeah. And that is key point right there, is that we want to reach as many people as possible in different avenues. But you said something in the middle of it that I think is profound, because I bet on the other side of the camera or on the other side of the radio or however you're listening to this, there's a lot of people searching for fulfillment and purpose inside their life. And what you said was fun is that you get to see people's lives radically changed. I just started thinking about the different people who we've invited to church or heard stories of people invited to church that God's radically changed their life, and they're walking in who they were meant to be. Case in point, Peyton Pace.
Yeah.
Right. Was invited to an Ultimate Frisbee community group. Sorry, Michelle. Invited to Ultimate Frisbee community group. Gets plugged into church. Dude has the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Right.
Him and his wife both.
Well, it's not fair
It's
how
not
good
fair.
they
I
are.
agree.
Right.
Yes.
But not only that, like that dude's a leader.
Strong leader.
A strong leader in our church and our organization, and you just wonder, like, was one simple invitation something that would bring something
He
out
would tell
inside
you
of
it was.
him?
He
Yeah,
would tell you. Yeah.
you know,
It's powerful. I mean, like, think about the majority of people at our church who are leading community groups, whose lives have been changed, were invited. Majority of them were invited. Now, some of them may have seen it on social media or something, which is another another way we invite, but that's how they came.
The greatest form of marketing is the invite.
yeah. There's no word of mouth.
Yeah,
Word of mouth.
word of mouth, invite. And man, it's fun. Ministry in and of itself is fun. Like, we're coming off of Easter weekend. All of the hours, all of the setup, all of the having to tear down and reset up services and clean up, the after parties, you know, the Easter adventure, all of the hour, and even losing sleep in some cases. Like I told you guys I couldn't sleep Saturday night because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's fun. Could you imagine doing something that's insignificant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, like that is a blast. That's a blast that we get to do that, and it's a blast too with the team. You're there together, and man, I just think it's very, very powerful. And if you want to know what God is like, because a lot of people think God's just serious and he's just, you know, docile, and there's no like, hey man, he's you know, go read the fruits of the Holy Spirit.
yeah,
That is what he is like,
yeah.
Yeah.
and
No,
one of
that's-
those is joy.
Yeah.
Right.
Joy.
Well, that does it for episode 2 of our podcast. One great way that you can invite people is like, subscribe, and share this content out. So if you see any content from our church page, make sure that you share it out. And then as we can grow this podcast, I mean, we're marketing this to our church, but as you see clips and teasers come out, make sure you send this to your friends, because the more you help us do this, the more that it grows. And ultimately, we want to make heaven a bigger place. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you for episode 3 next time.
Peace.